So the Polish film, Perfect Number, like I said, is the closing film for to the International Film Festival of India, and we have the director, Krzysztof Zanussi here. I'm pretty sure that Sir needs no introduction because he has been a regular at film festivals all over the country and all over the world. He has also won multiple awards, multiple Palm d'Ors. You name a festival and Sir has probably won that particular festival. We were having a chat prior to this press conference here, and he was just telling me that he has made close to 40 trips to India. And pretty sure he has seen more of our country than most of us here. And so since this is the closing film, and since most people have not really seen it yet, I don't really want to reveal much of the film. It is about a young mathematician who meets his long-lost cousin who is wealthy, and this meeting sort of changes both their lives in various ways. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, that's correct.
Yeah.
But I would like to make a reference that it is inspired by a real person. There is a mathematician in St. Petersburg, Russian Jewish, who got an award of $1 million, like Nobel Prize, but it's not Nobel Prize. Still, he sent back the check saying it is distracting him, and he doesn't want to be distracted. So I think it is quite remarkable nowadays that after centuries of running to be richer and running after money, maybe where humanity is becoming mature to understand that having, possessing, is not essential, that we have other problems which are probably more important and more interesting. I'm a physicist for my first studies, so I come back to the beginnings and try to present a question that has been present in philosophy of, I think, old civilizations. In my European civilization, it was Pascal who said, what is the question? Is there something or nothing? And Dostoevsky, Fyodor Dostoevsky, said there is only one relevant question in the world. It is, does God exist or not? Unfortunately, in the name of God, there were so many crimes committed that maybe sometimes it's better to say absolute or to say mystery, because it means the same, but it's not loaded by all these wrongdoings. And that's more or less what is this film about. I try to signal that there are problems which are not necessarily linked to the material world, that there is maybe another reality beyond it, and that science is not denying it anymore. Since we have quantum physics, we realize that all this Newton era is over, and all these things which were so certain in 19th century are not certain anymore. This is all now in big question. And maybe that was the impulse why I made the film. It is co-produced by Israel and by Italy. Minoritarian co-producers don't have to be mentioned. And you know, as you know, mathematics is something that is very popular among Indian, Jews and Greek. So it is the right way to combine it.
Right, sir. So if the trailer wasn't enough, I'm pretty sure his description of the film would have added to the excitement and the wait to watch it. Before we go into questions from the audience, I'd just like to ask a theme that is common for most of your films is this sort of contradiction between the values of, let's say, faith and science.
Yeah.
And this seems to be at like the highest point of that sort of contradiction at this point, because you have a mathematician, you have certain values that are drawn from religion. So how has that journey been? Like, do you have a stand in this particular debate?
My stand is that the question is open and we will never know for sure until we die if there is something after or not. I hope there is. That's only hope. That is faith. And not, it can be proven. But I know how old-fashioned many are the ideas of people who were believed to be progressive. This what was meant progress 20 years ago is not progressive anymore. We have to find a new definition of progress, or the new goal for humanity, at least to survive, because our existence on this planet is challenged because of ecological catastrophe that we are provoking, and because of the weapons we have created, and these weapons may be the tool of self-destruction. Human being is self-destructive, unlike other animals. So this is something what bothers me a lot, and probably this you will find in my film. I tried to put it there, and my concern about future of the world, about what to do to be sure that humanity will grow. I don't want to see transhuman creatures, because then I would be an inferior creature, and these new creatures created by genetic engineering may be a substitute of human being. That's a frightening perspective, but we must have a clear idea why we consider this is wrong. Or we have to say, after dinosaurs, humans will be also extinct, and we will look at the world populated by some different creatures.
Okay, that's pretty deep. So with that, I'd just like to open the floor for questions. Would anybody have any questions for us? Yeah.
Sir, through your films, what do you want to see or what do you want to search? Yes.
Well, I am in a permanent quest for sense, because either the reality that surrounds me is totally chaotic and or senseless, and sometimes when I am on the edge of despair, I am afraid this may be true, or there is a hidden sense and we are only partly blind and don't notice it, and that's my hope.
So in a way you are searching the reality, real reality.
Yes, but this reality is beyond material reality, which I can see with all my senses, and which traditional physics was able to describe in Newton times. But remember, Newton is buried.
Anybody else?
By nature, are you yourself religious?
Yes, in a way, yes, I would say. In a way, because everybody is religious on his way. I don't want to be taken for a devot. I'm rather not. But yes, I am brought up in Judeo-Christian tradition, and I think this tradition brought us to a great growth of humanity, and it has still some potential, but it doesn't need to deny other civilizations that also arrived to a certain point of development when we can maybe merge in a way and be supported by other experiences of other continents. As you see, my protagonist, you've seen it for a second, being maybe Christian, but exercises yoga all the time.
Do you think the cinema can, in any way,
Cinema?
cinema, films,
Yes.
can change us a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Our thinking, our
Sure, they formulate our dreams. We have some intuition, and then when artists has a good chance he brings an idea that is expressing what we desire, because we don't really know what we desire nowadays. We knew what we desired in 19th century. We wanted welfare, we wanted education, we wanted social justice, but to some extent in developed countries we already know how to achieve it. It is not achieved, but it's not a long distance goal. And now we have to think how to survive as human species. Because if we make our life too easy, we will perish. And we know it with animals. You know, I have 8 dogs, and I know they are all degenerate because they are fed, they don't fight for food. And in zoological gardens, you know that the wild animals become neurotic if they are fed regularly. You have to create an obstacle. When they fight for food, then they are in good shape. So what humanity is going to create? A society of welfare when everybody will be fed by spoon. It's lovely, I would love to be fed by spoon, but is it good for humanity? Or maybe it is not. So how should we impose difficulties to be able to fight these difficulties? These are great problems of what kind of world we dream about. The world which is improving, first of all. We don't need to dream about certain status. We need to think about things which are not static, but which are dynamic. So, you know, when you're very poor, but get richer day by day, you feel very well. And if you are very rich and lose 1% of your wealth, you're depressed. It is idiotic, because if you are a millionaire, you are still a millionaire. And finally, what is the difference to have 1 million or 10 millions? You cannot eat caviar every day because it's bad for your stomach anyway.
From the trailer, and in the trailer you have spoken about chance, chaos,